Hello YouTube, it's Ryan here with Hobbies and Man once again, and today we're going to be doing our on-haul video for the fourth quarter of the year, the last quarter of the year. It's basically the first part of our Q4 review or end of year review, whatever you want to call it. So I usually think I do the yearly unhaul or the end of the year unhaul a lot later in the month, but this time I want to do it earlier so that I can have a little bit of cash to use during the holidays. So hopefully I managed to sell all this stuff that I don't want anymore. So let's start with the comic books, with the single issue comic books. I'll either sell these on Reddit or just go drop them off and get pennies for them at Half Price Books. Starting off with Sirens Gate #1. It just didn't work for me. I was really excited for it, but the artwork and the way that the text bubbles are just does not work for me at all. I don't like it. It looks really, really bad in my opinion, but it's got to be someone's cup of tea, otherwise they wouldn't have made it. So hopefully I get someone to buy that off me. We have Starhenge #4. I got this right after I sold the first 3, and I had asked the guy that bought them from me, hey, do you want this 4th one? And he told me he had already bought it since he had bought the first 3 from me. So I wasn't able to sell it to him, so I'm just gonna have to go drop it off somewhere. And then I have some leftovers here, which are King Spawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is basically the same as the first issue, and the first volume, and the first volume goes for $10. So I'll probably have to sell this for less than that, so that it's worth it for someone to buy it. Which means I'll probably have to sell it for like $5 or $6, so that it's less than $10 with shipping, right? So I don't know. It is what it is. Sometimes you just get unlucky like that. So yeah, then moving on to the manga section, and I don't really have any novels or anything like that. So this will be the second and last section of the video. So starting with Quintessential Quintuplets. I bought this. I like it, but I have not been able to find the second one, ever anywhere. So for now, I think I'm not interested. Also, I do want to check out Ranger's Reject or Go-Go Loser Ranger. So I only want to collect one series from this guy at a time, and I think that one is the one I'm going to enjoy more. So I'm going to switch over and get rid of this and get the Ranger Rejects one. Then we have Arpeggio Blue Steel. This is more or less the same. I just have not been able to find more of these physically. I know they're out there digitally or online, but I don't want to buy things online. It's not really my preferred style. Also, I enjoyed it, but thinking about it, in the last year or so since I read it, I have not actually thought about it at all. So it doesn't seem to be something that really stuck with me. I do like the concept of like Battleship Girls or like Machine Girls or whatever, but not the way that it's executed here. I also don't really care about the human characters, and it's mostly about the human characters plus a little bit of the boat girls or whatever. So I think that's not really what I'm looking for, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Then we have Skip Beat. I'm pretty sure there's 3-in-1s of this, so I'd rather buy that. But also, again, I like this shoujo when I read it, but also it's something that I haven't really thought about in a while since I read it, so there's no real reason for me to keep it because it obviously does not impact me beyond the first read. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. And if I ever get around to it again, I'll probably go the 3-in-1 version. So yeah, moving on to more stuff. Here we have some light novels. Kizumonogatari Volume 1, I guess. It's the only volume in the Kizumonogatari specific series, but it's part of the larger Monogatari series. The reality is that Nishio Isen is a good writer, but he meanders and he goes on tangents a lot, and it makes it really difficult to read his stuff, at least in English. I don't know if that's different in Japan, in Japanese, but for me, I remember the story. I liked the story. I thought about it before. After I've read it, but I don't think I ever want to reread this or read any of the other novels. I'll probably just stick to watching the anime versions or the anime movies, whatever, or read the Monogatari or the Bakemonogatari manga with art by O Great. So there's no reason for me to keep this, even though it's a beautiful looking book. So I'm gonna get rid of it. So there you go. That's Kizumonogatari. Nishio Isen is just hard for me to enjoy, even though I think his writing is pretty interesting. Then we have Bofuri. I think I got swept in the hype of this one. And then when I read it, I didn't really like it. Out of all of the moe slice of life, isekai type things that I've read, this one is not my favorite. I don't really like Maple or her friend all that much, although Maple is pretty cute. I didn't really find myself attached to this. Maybe if I read more novels in the series, I might have. But for now, I think I'm going to get rid of it. I can always come back and buy it again later, so it's not that big of a deal. Then you have Date Alive. I like the concept. I like the main character and the female monster kaiju girls, whatever they're supposed to be. But there's one character I really, really dislike, and it's this one right here. And I just don't like her at all. And she seems to be a big part of the thing because she is like the leader of the division of the military that is making the main character date these girls, right? So I just don't like her. I really dislike her lolly aesthetic. Also really dislike the fact that she's actually a little girl and she's making her older brother do all of these weird things and saying all this weird stuff that doesn't really work for me. Like usually I don't really care too much, but this specific character really bothers me. And I was pretty disgusted with some of the stuff that happened in this book around this character, so I want to get rid of it. I was trying to give it another chance and I thought about it a few times and well, I really couldn't justify doing so, so I'm going to get rid of it. However, you know, it is what it is. I would have liked to continue reading it, but I keep thinking about that character and I just don't like it. So yeah, Urusei Yatsura. Partially, I didn't really care for this part of the story. I definitely want to check out more Takahashi works, but just not this one. And also, I just don't like that this is not, it doesn't look good. It's not well set up. It's cut incorrectly. This is too high up. This is too high up as well. It's not lined up correctly, and I don't like it. So I'm going to get rid of it. If I ever get around to this, I'll just buy a new copy, and I'll make sure that I buy it at a physical store so I don't get like a shitty copy of it. But I think that Rumiko Takahashi is an author I would like. I just don't think I liked her in Urusei Yatsura. So I'm going to get rid of it and hopefully get something else by her that I do like. So yeah, then we have Alice in Borderland. I also got caught up in the hype of this one. I got it for a pretty good price on Amazon when I bought it. But thinking back on it, I don't think I like it. So I don't know. I'll get rid of it. I don't really necessarily like death games anyways. I think I like this one initially. And I also like Blue Lock, which are basically death games. Blue Lock is not a death game, but it kind of is. So I think I'm getting rid of it. If I, want to read it again later, I might. But I know that the Netflix adaptation is actually pretty good, so I'll just watch that instead. There really isn't, much sense in me keeping this if I'm not going to continue collecting it, and I don't think I will. So that's Alice in Borderland. I don't dislike it or anything. I just don't think I'm going to collect it, so there's no point in me keeping it. Then we have one that's actually hurt me to get rid of because I really like this story, even though it's complete shit. And that's Rent a Girlfriend. And I actually really like these covers and stuff. And I really like the artwork. I like the characters. I love Chizuru. But the problem is that there's 15 volumes out in English. And I think there's like 24 or 25 in Japan. And every time I hear anyone talk about recent stuff in the manga, it's always like, fuck, this main character sucks and there's no development of him. And I think that these types of stories only work when there is development, when the character slowly gets better. I mean, he still regresses every once in a while, but slowly gets better. And if he doesn't ever get better, 25 chapters in, or 25 volumes in, I'm not going to enjoy it. And I'm going to get fed up with it at some point, right? So, I think I'm just going to get rid of it, even though I really like it. I just don't think I'm going to continue reading it. So I'm going to get rid of it, and I'm going to watch the anime instead. And I think that's going to be probably the better way to go about it, since it'll be a lot easier and a lot more guilt-free in the sense that, spending money specifically on Rent a Girlfriend won't be happening anymore. It'll be more like spending money on a subscription, which is a lot better, and it frees up some money and some space for other series that I am actually very, very invested in. Also, the fact is that I bought these 3 volumes, and it's been like a year since I bought this 3rd one, and I have not gone back and bought another one. So again, it's one of those things where, like, yes, I like it, but I also have not you know, gotten enough interest in it to buy the next volume, so there's no point in me keeping it, if that makes sense. And then the last one here is Kakegurui. I read it, I liked it, but like I said in my previous videos where I've mentioned it, I just don't think that I'm going to be invested in it further, you know, after this this first volume, because although I like the character, I like the art style, the gambling story doesn't necessarily appeal to me very much. So I'm going to avoid it. Also, just it's $15 for a pretty basic volume. It's not really worth it for a series that I'm not super invested in. Like, the newer volumes of My Dress Up Darling cost $15, which is annoying, but I actually really like that story. I'm very invested in both characters. I love the art style. I love the ecchi stuff. I love the wholesome stuff. So that one is worth it, even though it's $2 more than usual. It's palatable because I like that story. If I pay more for this and I keep buying it and I don't end up enjoying it, I feel like those $2 extra I could have saved for something else are definitely going to waste. So I'm just going to avoid that issue while I can and move on from that story. So yeah, there's a small but significant pile of things I'm getting rid of this year. I think it's a lot more than last year too. But I probably won't get as much as last year, because last year I sold some rare manga and I was able to sell them for like $50 each. So yeah, but that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know your thought. Let me know what you guys are getting rid of this year before the coming of the next. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys later.